Hi Sagittarius, this is Morgan with Compass Rose Astrology, and today we're going to be going through the tarot and astrology reading for the month of March. And these videos are where I go through, I'll give like a short spiel on the different transits that we have to expect in the month of March, and then I'll tie it in with a fun tarot story to see maybe which planets might be activated most for you, where you might be seeing this most, and then I will do an oracle card pull at the very end for one last final message from Spirit. And this is a wild month ahead of us, just to let you know. I do these readings mostly from a rising sign perspective, but I do recommend that, like you can see Sagittarius here in the ascendant and the first house, but I do recommend that you also watch from your sun and your moon perspective videos, because I think like watching those three will give a more holistic idea of what you might be experiencing, because sometimes based off of your birth chart those might be activated a lot as well. And when I say activated, I just mean that they're kind of highlighted a lot in your life during these times. So yeah, and these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And let's just jump on in and start this transit kind of discussion, because we have a ton happening. We do have one kind of fun thing. We do have a full moon in your 10th house, so that can indicate something being brightened and a light shined on in your workplace, or maybe on you in your workplace, so that's kind of cool. We do have, at the beginning of the month, we have Venus and Jupiter coming together into a conjunction in your 5th house, and I think that's a really, really beautiful way to start the month, and especially in your 5th house. This is really nice and like supportive, kind of fun and abundant in your house of creativity and passion and children and sex and just really fun creations and expressions like that. So it's a really nice way to start off the month right before we have some really huge transits. We have, so just so you know, like my keyword for this month is transformation, because almost all these planets are actually shifting signs, except for Uranus, Jupiter, and Neptune, which is huge. Like, it's huge. And so I have this Shapeshifters of the Oracle cards, so thought those were a little on theme. But we do have our first huge transit. We have Saturn finally moving out of Aquarius after 3 years in the sign. He's moving on into Pisces. You can say goodbye, which is great. With Saturn for the past 6 years, so it was in Capricorn for 3 and then Aquarius for 3 years. It was in a Saturn-ruled sign, its own home, for like 6 years, and that's kind of gotten us stuck in this world of kind of stoicism, really trying to cut the fat, really take a hard look at being kind of frivolous, or like having to grow up a lot. That's been a huge theme the past 6 years, and growing up kind of hard and in a fast way. And with Saturn going into Pisces, and that's going to be your 4th house, so that's super, super powerful right now, and will be for the next 3 years. With Saturn in Pisces, I feel like this is actually the perfect placement for it, because to me, Saturn in Pisces indicates like making your home, making the life around you, the world around you, really beautiful and cozy and comfortable and just pleasing and sensitive and like really speaking to the core of who you are. So I think that's really fun. And so that could be that like maybe like some things around your home are going to be changing in the next couple years in a good way, something that really reflects who you are and helps you live in a place that you love. And if you currently do, then it'll just amplify it even more, which is really fun. But right after that, we do have Pluto leaving your 2nd house, moving into Aquarius, and it will be there for about just a couple months, just till June 11th, and then it will go retrograde back into Capricorn. But shortly after that, Pluto will move into Aquarius, for good for the next 20 years. So the next couple months are going to be a bit of a hint, a bit of a snapshot, if you will, of what we're going to experience over the next 20 years. And Pluto is a very slow-moving planet, so it's not going to be all at once. It's not going to be like huge sweeping changes for 20 years, which is good. But it is a really generational huge change here. So that's something, we'll see if that pops out in the reading too. One thing I do want you to be taking a look at too is that we do have Mars also leaving your 7th house of Gemini, moving into Cancer, which might be a little good. I don't know, maybe Mars in your 7th house might have made things a little more fiery, which could be fun, but it might be nice to get kind of a breather because Mars has been there for like 8 months, so. Anyway, let me just jump into this reading. Let me cleanse the space first. I have the Sage and Rose bundle and my cleansing candle that I made. And say thank you so much to Spirit. That didn't catch as much. Let's see. Yeah, thank you so much, Spirit, for your guidance and for your clarity and clear messages here for Sagittarius. And we dispel any negative energy and bring in positive messages and uplifting messages for Sagittarius that are for their highest good. And say thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much. I always appreciate your guidance. All right, let's see. What is Sagittarius? Wow, right off the bat. All right. What is Sagittarius going to be expecting? Or what has Sagittarius been going through? So you've been going through a lot, clearly. That's incredible. So 3 major arcanas. So this is a huge, huge time for you, clearly. So we have the 7 of Swords, we have the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Fool, the Magician, and the 10 of Cups. So to me, Sag, I feel like you've been through an incredibly divisive time in your life, possibly. And I feel like there's something that that you had to go through recently that has just completely changed your trajectory onwards, basically. And having the Wheel of Fortune, so this is the 10, the 0, and the 1 card, and then we have 10 again. So then we do have the 7, but we have 1 0 1 0 1 0 like 3 times. So this isn't like, if you're into numerology, this is an incredibly like fresh start for you. And I'm thinking that you had to go through something that was to put it lightly, like not the most supportive time in your life, especially with the 7 of Swords here. And I'm wondering if it was career oriented, because it does indicate the moon with this card. And basically perhaps there was a theme in your life where fear sort of dictated your life and your way forward. Because there was just always a sense of betrayal. And this could be something in your 10th house, honestly. But like there was just always this sense of betrayal and maybe not being told the truth a lot. And so you had to walk away and leave something behind. And I feel like that's just kickstarted this crazy like chain of events for you. And perhaps when you turned your back on this negative presence in your life, and it could be that maybe it was a boss because it's over here in your 10th house. It could be peers. I'm not seeing anything about a relationship or anything, so I don't feel like it was anyone that could have been romantic in your life. If it was someone that you thought you saw a lot of happiness with, or maybe even in this job you thought you saw a lot of happiness in, but there was just a true sense of being lied to all the time, and maybe you didn't even see it, or just maybe you were played the fool a lot and like didn't feel supported, didn't feel like you were treated with any sort of respect. And I feel like this started just this huge, like that wheel, or the rock in like Indiana Jones that just like keeps going and like starts this like chain of events. It's forced you to kind of take a look at yourself and see that you can start over, and I think you are moving in that direction, or have moved in that direction, and it's actually been incredibly empowering. I feel like it might have been hard at times, because sometimes the Fool card doesn't really have much, you know? There's not much of a foundation, the cliff's falling away here, but there is that leap of faith that you have to make just in yourself, you know? Like, you don't have to rely on other people, but the happiness that you were seeking is still there for you, but you're taking the control into your own hands, even though the Wheel of Fortune is saying that, you know, like luck comes in, luck comes out, but you have the luck on your side right now, and the wheel is definitely turning in your favor after making this choice to not kind of deal with this anymore. And recognizing it for what it is. So what is Sag experiencing right now after such a strong start? What is Sagittarius experiencing right now? Yeah, okay. What is Sagittarius experiencing right now? Okay, yeah, totally. So interesting. Okay, so we have the Emperor card, another major arcana, so you're still going through it, Sag. Really, really are. And we have the Knight of Pentacles, and then the Page of Cups. So I feel like there's definitely this this air here, and it's related to, we have both your 7th house and your 5th house like really lit up right now. So I'm wondering if possibly even your 11th house, because we have Venus hanging out here in Aries, and Aries is like all over the board here. So there could be, like, you're sitting here, you're being the leader that you need to be. You're a brave, courageous person that's people are kind of maybe looking to as a role model too. And I feel like this actually makes you incredibly desirable, and people are either coming in, and I feel like with the Knight of Pentacles here, there's this air of like creating a very strong foundation for yourself. And I feel like maybe this situation that was kind of like manipulating and kind of gaslighty and just not to your benefit, allowed you to really kind of put your nose to the grindstone and think that if you work hard and you're productive, then you can succeed. And also between these two cards, there's a kind of this air of kind of like stoically taking care of yourself and going within, and just you know, not going to other people for help because maybe you've had enough of it. Maybe maybe whenever you did that in the past, you were kind of pushed away. And I'm also getting a lot of entrepreneur stuff here. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, so the 2nd house is the house of making money. So with Pluto leaving, you might be finally getting past some sort of roadblock that was in your way of making money in a way that was like not just beneficial to you, but also like felt like that you could really succeed and excel in, and that you were supported in. So I am getting very strong entrepreneurial kind of vibes here, especially with the Emperor. So this Knight of Pentacles is saying that with like hard work and great devotion and really just sticking to it, you can succeed. And I think that's what you're doing right now. You're really trying to set something up and have a really good foundation going. And I think with this Page of Cups, there's also this sense of possibly having some offers come in or some messages come in that might be unexpected, and they could kind of bolster your self-esteem a little bit. They could be supportive messages. They could be really like excited for you. They could also be like maybe not exactly trying to help, but really looking to you to keep doing what you're doing. And so I think that that'll be a sign that you're doing the right thing here. So let's see what you have to expect. Perfect. Yep. Love it. All right. What can Sag expect? Yeah. Okay. What can Sag expect here? Okay, yep, perfect. And that's exactly what I thought. So having the Ace of Wands, the Moon, and the Tower card, so there's just going to be a complete shift in how you do things. This Ace of Wands is truly like a brand new beginning that heralds in a lot of excitement and passion and quick action, and leading to something really fruitful and abundant, because we have the castle down at the bottom off in the distance. That's what you're working towards, this like true growth and success, basically. But Spirit is so funny. One of the indicators of the Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, is also fear, and I feel like Spirit is kind of reinstilling that here with our Moon card. So I feel like to you there's this sense of fear that maybe there won't be success, or maybe you won't be able to find your pillar, your castle off in the distance, off in the dark. Maybe you don't know how to get there. Maybe you don't know every plan across the way. Either way, there's just like the fear of the unknown here for you. And Spirit's saying that you have to have a strong foundation, and that's really what Pluto was putting in place for you here. And Saturn's going to really reinforce that when it moves into Pisces as well. So you have to have a really strong foundation, know what you're working for, so that what you are working on and what you work to is successful. So don't be scared seeing the Tower card. There is a lot of fear here of the unknown, I think. But also don't be afraid of doing it. You have a lot of fire in here. A lot of fire in this spread. And I think that's indicating that you just need to make sure you have a really strong foundation and you work on it with that purpose in mind. Let's see if we can get an oracle card for you. Great. It's so good. So we have the Dragonling Garden. That is a new world is born. And I'm just going to read to you from the guidebook, because I don't want to miss a message from the oracle. So we have Dragonling is the fairy caretaker of the newborn dragons. Her garden is their nursery, their safe place where they first meet nature, flowers, bees, butterflies, shapeshifters, fairies, animals, and now you. Baby dragons are very rare and extremely precious. For a long time, they have not been entrusted to this world, and they have moved between the worlds, their elders watching humans to see when we would finally rebirth ourselves. Only when we have nearly destroyed ourselves, learn that this is not the way, and pulled ourselves back from the brink of destruction, will the elders give the young ones to us as a sign that we have changed what was to have been our horrible collective fate. No longer will we slaughter the wild woods, the keeping places of the magical fae. No longer will we torment those who can speak with beings in the Summerlands, or see the shapes of souls above their physical forms. No more shall we force others to believe in one way of the source. We have been to the edge of the cliff, pulled back, grown wings, and decided to fly instead. We will care for and respect the animals as our kin, and you who now meet the dragon in her tender form will grow strong and become powerful, but never in danger to all that is. You are proof of the beauty in this world, of its worth, and you will honor all life in the reborn world. In a new world, we will live together. The Fae, as am I, the animals who gather around the newborn in the magical grove, and you, a child of the new earth. This grove is a womb, nature's sacred temple of the great goddess and god, and in this place we are caring for the newborn magical ones and witnessing the return of the dragons. All that we feared lost from the world is returning, and all that we thought impossible to hope for has come back to us. The whole world is singing, is in love, because the rebirth of magic is taking place. We cannot live without magic. The dragons, the trees, the animals, the fae, and the humans must somehow learn to live together. Now that the dragons have entrusted their babes to us, we know the world can be rebirthed to. You have come through this time of hardship, and you, like the entire planet and all of our creatures, are reborn. Rejoice in this great blessing. They have come back to you. Sing your joy to this world. You feel the happiness of Gaia's heart. Hear the bells ringing out at every birth and know once again that you live in the times of legends. You have claimed your place in this world, reborn and tender, yet strong and honorable. As you represent the possibilities of humanity and have learned the Shapeshifters' lessons, you have understood that while you are reborn, so too is the very world. You now must shift the focus from the self alone into the we, the us, the bond between all. You will not lose yourself again as you once thought you would. Know now the world's future has changed. The time you have been waiting for is now, and you must choose something bigger than the oneself. You must choose something transcendent to walk with. You must shift the focus from the old self, for that self has fallen away and died, and here you are anew. If you shift the focus from the old self and the thousand petty worries and complaints that you can conjure, you will be of service. You will do kind things. You will be cared for. There is no further need to worry, only to live well and in kindness, serving something greater. When you have chosen to do this, something truly miraculous will take place. The people and the beings of the old world will fade away, and in your new world will be happiness, bliss, and an enthralling contentment. Now we are free. Sagittarius, I love that. If there's anything that I think it's important to always know that you are free and that nothing will hold you back, especially here. Like, any fears you might have, you will not be held back. I hope you found something that resonated in this reading, and I would love to hear any stories that you might have about the transits or the tarot. I would love to hear if anything resonated. So I'm so grateful to have you here and to have you watching. I really can't wait to see you in the next video, and thanks again. I'll see you later. Bye.